the studios of the Republic Media Network, you're watching Arnab Goswami live on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Nissan Magnite and Amrita University.
Welcome back. We have a Afghanistan-Pakistan India debate coming up next. And this is the news spec for that. Ladies and gentlemen, the reptilian terror sponsors in Pakistan are in deep trouble. They tried to interfere in Afghanistan's affairs, and eventually today Pakistan has become a second fiddle to the Taliban. India is not the only one hitting back. Afghanistan is out to avenge every loss caused. The Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani and Vice President Amrullah Saleh have claimed that Pakistan is a safe haven for terrorists, and they won't allow the Taliban to replicate this on their soil. How much longer can Imran Khan duck the questions and hope to get away? Here is the story, the situation on the ground, and then we debate.
Let's debate.
And ladies and gentlemen, from Kabul tonight on the debate, I have Shinkai Karokhil, Member of Parliament. Thank you very much. Good to have you with us. Mr. Karokhil, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you, Ms. Karokhil, thank you. I have with us also tonight Qais Moafak, Senior Advisor to the Upper House of Afghanistan. Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Niloufar Sakhi is an International Affairs Analyst, live from Virginia, US. Our very own Major Gaurav Arya, India's leading internal security expert and Republic Media Network's consulting editor on strategic affairs. Kamar Chima, strategic affairs expert from Islamabad. Mona Alam, political analyst from Islamabad. And Major Yasir Janjua, who's a defense and strategic expert from Islamabad. And Kamar Chima, may I first request you to explain to all the viewers tonight, what are you intending to do by becoming second fiddle to the Taliban? What do you hope to gain by making the Taliban your lord and master? Please explain this to everyone, especially to a member of parliament from Afghanistan, Shinkai Karokhil, please. Yes. What is your game plan with the Taliban?
Well, Pakistan's game plan in Afghanistan is that we support the legitimate government in Afghanistan, which comes with the support of the people of Afghanistan. This is Pakistan's game plan in Afghanistan. And above all, we do not want anyone to conquer or take over Kabul by force. So we reject that what the Taliban are doing. They should not get power with force. The only power they should have is through the legitimate democratic process, which the Afghan people have confidence. And if Taliban want to have power with force,
that's a hypocritical line. That is a hypocritical line. That is a hypocritical line. Allow me to complete. Qais, would you like to respond? Just 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I think what the... Thank you. You know, you're so excited about the Taliban's moves. And I think the Afghan Vice President Amrullah Saleh is perfectly correct when he says Pakistan is reveling in the Taliban success with euphoria and excitement. What is the euphoria and excitement about? Qais, would you like to enlighten all of us? What are they so euphoric and excited about, Qais?
Well, we are not excited with the Taliban
I
to
asked
take
Ken
over power.
Swafak, who's a senior advisor to the upper house of Afghanistan, to respond. Would a Pakistani let an Afghan speak? Or would the Pakistanis not even let the Afghans speak on my program? Thank you. Kes, go ahead.
With respect to Mr. Rohil and all of the guests, see, it is quite clear that you are Pakistani guests. Even I was in another debate with him as well. They are completely lying about the truths in Afghanistan. Once again, we are repeating that we are in a proxy war in this country and someone else war. We are not center of terrorism. We respect the democracy. We respect that we don't have problem with people of Pakistan. Again, we are repeating our problem is with intelligence of Pakistan, with army, with different speech by their government and everyone. And it is quite clear as a general fact to the world that these Pakistan as a cancer in this region, they are supporting the terrorism, they are supporting the Taliban, they are sending it to Afghanistan, they send the suicide bombers from its madrasas. It is quite clear they are in grey list of the world. No one can deny this. All of you are guests in this panel, the United Nations, the US, the UK and everyone. And my Pakistani brother should note this, that all of families of your army chiefs and senior generals, they are living in UK and some other countries. They have relation with entire intelligence of the world. Some of them are member of MI6 of UK. You people should accept this, that you are supporter of terrorism, and with this situation and policy, we cannot go ahead in this region. And this time is over for you all. It is over for you all.
Stop blaming Pakistan, sir. Be accountable to the people of Afghanistan. You have to be accountable to the people of Afghanistan. Do not blame for Pakistan for your failures. If you cannot deliver to your people, your army is cold, that doesn't mean you blame Pakistan or any other country. The world was feeding you for 18 years. What were you doing? Why you didn't make
if you are
your capability. The world
okay, one minute. Gaurav, 1 minute, just 1 minute. Who is saying where is your army? Who is saying? Is it a Pakistani saying it? A Pakistani?
Yes.
A Pakistani, the same Pakistani from a Pakistan, the Pakistani army from a Pakistani army will surrender to us.
And India is doing propaganda.
A surrendered army. A surrendered army is asking the Afghans where their army is. You're a country that has surrendered to us a long time back. Never forget that. You're a surrendered country. You understand that? That's why when Amrullah Saleh shared the picture of your military surrender.
Amrullah Saleh is just a...
When Amrullah Saleh shared the picture of your military surrender, you got touchy about it. Now you disappeared from my screen.
Just a Twitter troll like the Indian Twitter trolls. Amrullah Saleh is nothing more than a Twitter troll than like the Indian Twitter trolls. So
well, Gaurav Arya, it's on the debate right now. I say tonight, Gaurav, if the Pakistanis are so interested in Afghanistan, why don't they send their army in? Why don't they send their army in? Where is your army?
Absolutely.
Where is your surrendered army?
Arnab, I want to say something.
Where is your surrendered army?
Arnab, I want to say something. You know, people think that Pakistanis are supporting Taliban. They have stabbed Taliban also in the back. You know, Arnab, I'll give you an example. Abdul Salam Zaif was the Taliban ambassador in Islamabad because they had recognized the Taliban. So Abdul Salam Zaif was actually the Taliban ambassador in Islamabad. When they got a phone call from America, they took money from America. They arrested the ambassador who was in Pakistan on their invitation and they sold him. And they did the same to Mullah Baradar also. They sold Mullah Baradar who was from Taliban. तो ऐसा नहीं है ये पाकिस्तानी सबके गद्दार हैं. It's not that they are loyal to the Taliban. They have sold the Taliban also. They have sold Afghanistan. They have sold everything. And if I am telling a lie, I would request the Pakistani guests to point out if I am telling a lie or I am telling the truth. They sold Zaif to America for a few $1 million. He was the ambassador, the Taliban ambassador in Islamabad. उसके embassy में घुस के उसको उठा के ले गए और बेच दिया Americans को. That's what they did. Please ask them, Arnab. Achha, last point which I want to make is that, you know, I just want to say with my Afghans brothers and sisters who are this thing, you know, Pakistan thinks that they can take over and the Taliban can take over Kabul. The Afghan people, Arnab, since the time of Alexander the Great, they have never bowed down in front of anybody. It has been the graveyard of empires. अफगानों ने यूएसएसआर खत्म कर दिया. ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं, हम ये कर देंगे वो कर देंगे. And today my friend Kamar Chima is saying that we support a government, a democratically elected government. Pakistan's government itself is not democratically elected.
Janjua, Major Janjua.
It is not democratically elected itself. What are they talking about?
Yeah. See, I feel that every country should have a clear policy, and I'd like to bring in Shinkai Karokhil. I'd lost the line with her. Ms. Karokhil, the Pakistanis are denying any role in Afghanistan. They are saying we are not supporting the Taliban. Would you like to expand on this? Would you like to explain to them why their position cannot be taken at face value? Please.
Well, I think, I hope the gentleman from Pakistan speak a little bit slowly because we can try to understand and we can discuss, but we cannot fight in this debate. Let me talk that my country, since 43 years, maybe we declared war against Russia, but it wasn't, they did not let us the way we want to fight against Russia. Then Pakistan, from the entire scenario, how to use this fight against Russia to destroy Afghanistan, to destroy the army of Afghanistan, to destroy the infrastructure in Afghanistan. I think Pakistan did the worst to Afghanistan since 43 years. They cannot deny, well, we support a democratic government or elected government. You cannot even protect your own elected government in Pakistan. What the ISI is doing, what is the military is doing? Who assassinated Benazir Bhutto? Who is the martial law king many times? Because even they did not let the democratic elected government in Pakistan, how they will support Afghanistan? And I'm sure the government won't do what the army is doing to us. Even Taliban, like the gentleman said, well, of course, they are not the friend of Taliban. But at the moment, they are using them against Afghanistan's stability. How to destroy once again Afghanistan, how to push this country back many years more. How, like in this war, if they are fighting against the Afghan government, the current government, why they put a rocket on the Salman Dam in the dam to produce energy for the country? Why did destroying the asphalt road? Why did destroying the school and the bridges and the killing the demand even in this country? Is this the way you're supporting? Is this the jihad? Is this the way to fight against what's the Pakistan always, always they're very famous MPs, even like last week. One of the MPs said that they have to support the Islamic Emirate in Afghanistan because, well, when there was Taliban time, we didn't deploy any army and police on the border, and now we almost like deploy 100,000 people on there. So just Karzai government, Ghani government, Abdullah government will not benefit Pakistan. Only the Taliban government will benefit. So it means you're a friend of you are using them. And for Taliban, they don't know what you're doing towards country, what the Pakistan wants. This is really Pakistan war in Afghanistan. Is this government is willing to sit with you at Doha to discuss all the differences between us. So why you try to kill and capture and destroy and do this and do that? Is this the way to come back to power? This is what the army of Pakistan wants. This is what the ISI wants. I cannot blame this gentleman because this poor guy even don't know what he's talking about. Even like the way that the Afghan ambassador daughter was abducted in Pakistan. And Sheikh Rashid shamelessly, he said, well, Rod did this. Well, this lady was telling a lie. She was not abducted. Many stories he brought. But he knew that he cannot bring justice or question any army or any intelligence guy because everything is under control of them. How does the interior minister do that? Even like a
also, yes, Ms. Shinkai Karokhil, also following what you've said, I just like to say here that and Major Yasir Janjua is here. God of these Pakistanis always amaze me. They want to be involved, but they are so worried. Dr. Nilofar Sakhi, They're so worried. They don't want to send in their army. And I never understand it. We want to be strategically involved. You want to have a role, but you will not send in your army. So I wonder why. And then I did some research on this, Mona. When I did some research, I found out the following. Gaurav will corroborate it. And Mona, you can debate this after I finish with Nilofer. You see, I tried to find out what is the Pakistani army so busy doing. Why can't they go? They want to have a role in Afghanistan, go. Fight the Afghan special forces, go in, fight, get into the battle. Then I found, no, the Pakistani army is very busy. One, they have a company where they are making cornflakes called Fauji cereals. Then they produce gas called Fauji gas. Then they have a fertilizer company. They make fertilizer, it's called Fauji Fertilizer Company. Gaurav, don't laugh. This is really serious. Please come back on the screen. My producers are trying to not show Gaurav laughing. They have also got a cement company called Fauji Cement Company. Then they have got a meat company, Fauji Meat Company. Then they have got some company called Fauji Kabirwala Company. Then they have got a company called a Fauji Pulses Company. They make dal. They give dal across their traders. So I can understand, Mona, your army has no guts. Your unhealthy pot-bellied generals, they have no guts. They've been given all these Chinese armaments. Go and take it. Your cowardly army. No, 1 second. I know you went across a mass surrender. You want to fight the Afghans? Go fight. Don't be cowards. Your army officer was arrested like a rat. Your army officer was arrested like a rat. Was arrested like चूहे की तरह पकड़ा गया वो. Your army officer was caught in the Dan district. You send him to fight with the Taliban. Why don't you send in your army officially? Stop shouting. Stop shouting.
Actually, no,
if you have the guts, send in your army.
This is a serious
Yes, Mona.
matter.
It's a serious debate. If you have the guts, send in your army.
Yes, it's a serious,
if you have the guts, send in your army.
Matter.
It's a very serious point. You want to be involved, send in your army.
Exactly.
No, why don't you send in your army?
Exactly.
No, why don't you send in your army?
Because I tell you why. You are right.
Why?
You are right, Arnab. Our army is busy making cereals and pulses and cement. You know what? I think they should parcel some of their cereals to you, their yummy cornflakes to you. It will give you a lot of energy and some nutrients which are very missing in your brain cells. So I would urge them to please import some of the cereals and pulses that we eat to you. Because
no, I don't like Pakistani cornflakes. I will not eat Pakistani food.
That has made them.
I don't eat anything Pakistani.
That's your choice. If you.
Thank you.
That's your choice. If you.
I don't believe in the quality of your produce.
I am worried about you. I am concerned.
No, I won't.
I'm saying this out of my concern for you.
I won't.
Okay. This aside.
Why don't you send in your army?
I'm just
on a serious note. Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. You're right. My army is very busy making cereals, and you should also use their cement. I'm sure your house wouldn't topple down if you build your house through their cement.
Carry on.
Having said that, I think you don't. No. Listen, Baba. You don't share an inch of land with Afghanistan. I mean, Afghanistan, the Afghans are our brothers, our sisters in culture, in religion, in so many aspects. I mean, you guys are making frivolous fraud movies. What was that movie of Akshay Kumar?
Mona, they hate you. Mona, they hate you.
So you guys are making movies.
Mona, they hate you. Do you understand? There are Afghans.
I've been hearing
Mona, listen. Ask the Afghans on camera. आप मोना जी बिल्कुल आप जरा जो अफगान जो बैठे उनसे पूछिए whether they are your brothers and sisters. Why don't you ask them?
They are my brothers and sisters.
Ask the Afghans whether they are your brothers and sisters.
I'll ask them.
Religion, culture.
Ask them. No problem. You don't have to be their spokesperson, na.
पूछिए उनसे.
You don't have to be their spokesperson. They're very eloquent speakers.
Okay, ask them. Go ahead.
They are good speakers themselves. They're very capable. So you don't have to speak for them. They are our brothers.
They've been hammering Pakistan with their eloquence, by the way.
You don't share a single piece of land.
Yeah.
You don't share an inch of land with Afghanistan. So India is looking like Abdullah Diwana.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
We have
Of
some
course
very
we do.
serious
Of course we do.
concerns. We have
I
some
think
very
your
serious
history is wrong,
grievances these
and
days.
your history is wrong, Mona. Your history is wrong and your geography is wrong. We share a border with Afghanistan because Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Pakistan occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan is Indian territory.
I don't have an ego.
You have illegally taken that Indian territory. We have a border with Afghanistan. We have a border with Afghanistan through Gilgit-Baltistan, which is our land, through Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is our land.
Why did your late Mahatma Gandhi accept? If you think we are
Don't you say a word. No. Don't you say a word. Don't you say a word. Don't you say a word. Otherwise, I'll have to speak about Jinnah. Don't you speak a word. No, Gaurav, we will not take this lying down. No. You will not speak a word against Mahatma Gandhi. No. Otherwise, I won't spare Jinnah.
What?
No, Gaurav. Otherwise, we won't spare Jinnah. We will not spare Jinnah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now come back to Afghanistan.
Absolutely.
Now come back to Afghanistan. We don't need a Pakistani endorsement. No, we don't need a Pakistani endorsement.
Sending your
Question. Why don't you send your army to Afghanistan?
Arnab,
She's avoiding the question. Go to Major Janjua. Why aren't you sending your army? Gaurav, I think we need to corner the Pakistanis on this. Actually, let the Afghans speak. You know, if a country wants to be militarily involved, it must be militarily involved. Now, one second, Major Janjua, I want to ask Dr. Niloufar Saki. Dr. Niloufar Saki, you know, we are aware of some very serious facts recently, like the kidnapping of the daughter of the Afghan ambassador to Pakistan, Najib Ali Khair. After that happened, the Interior Minister of Pakistan, Sheikh Rashid, said she was never kidnapped. Now, we know exactly what happened. My second point is, Dr. Saki, if you're watching the situation, I personally feel that Pakistan has become like a PR agency of the Taliban. The same Sheikh Rashid says it is important not only for Pakistan, but for the entire region to initiate immediate talks with the Afghan Taliban. Why should Pakistan advocate talks with the Afghan Taliban for anyone in the region? How is it Pakistan's business?
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me today in your program. I think Pakistani viewers here are quite behaving emotionally. There are research, evidence, and reports that highlights Pakistan's role in Afghanistan, and not from now, from last 20 years, and before that even. The war goes back, the Pakistan proxy, Taliban's relationship with Pakistan, it goes back to 1980s, and there are a number of evidence, there are reports, evidence that showcase all these facts. It's not that Afghans are making from their head, but there are reports, there are evidence, and there are incidents in Afghanistan also that shows Pakistan's involvement through their proxy Taliban in Afghanistan. So I think it's not an emotional discussion. It should be a very technical discussion. And if folks are here trying to cover that, it's not possible to cover that. There's a widespread general perception in Afghanistan about Pakistan's role and Pakistan's negative role in Afghanistan, especially in terms of supporting Taliban and using Taliban as a proxy that goes back to harboring Taliban in their own country. And again, I'm saying not from my head, I'm saying from research, analysis, data, incidents that again and again highlights that. Now, in addition to Pakistan's security-focused policy in Afghanistan has been always there, will remain there. Therefore, they strengthen the Taliban as a proxy. And Taliban from last 20 years, how can Pakistan will leave Taliban at this point? They see Taliban's victory as their own victory at this point, and they can certainly implement and operationalize whatever interest they have in the region through Afghanistan by their proxy Taliban. I think for them, it has proven to be a successful strategy so far. So therefore, at this time, I would see Taliban will get further support from Pakistan. There's one point that I need to highlight here. Without Pakistan's support to Taliban could never reach to the extent that they are right now. It's completely understood. The weapon support, the technical support, the military support, the intelligence support, they all get from ISI. And without their support, none could have ever imagined a group like Taliban, an insurgent terrorist small group like Taliban could come to power. So they are, whatever strategy they have adopted for Pakistan, it worked very well. And at this time, Pakistan does see itself in the victory mood because their whatever plan they had through their proxy Taliban has worked well. And for them, as I have said in many other instances and places, Taliban's victory is their victory because they have so many interests, especially their security-centric interests and their relationship with India that could also had some role with their presence in Afghanistan. So that's going to have a strong impact moving forward.
Dr. Saki makes a very strong point here, and the point here is, Major Janjua, the very specific point which Dr. Niloufar Saki makes is the following. There is enough hard evidence about the Pakistani role in aiding and assisting the Taliban. Now, she's put it across in, I would say, geostrategic language. I am putting it across in a more, layperson language. You are praying for the Taliban. I feel sad when I see people like Maulana Fazlur Rahman is saying, after the US withdrawal, the situation is changing in Afghanistan. Inshallah, the Taliban will be victorious. Why are you getting excited? The whole world is laughing at you.
Arnab.
You have become a Florence Nightingale for Taliban. 1 minute. You have told all your border hospitals to provide treatment to the Talibanis. The footage was caught. I feel very bad. Pakistani army officers, Gaurav, have been made to stand outside hospitals. They are the Florence Nightingale for Taliban. Don't you have any shame? And, I'll also tell you one more thing, Major Janjua. You should have some shame. The Chinese told you, keep shut about Uyghur Muslims. We will give you money. Shamelessly, you kept shut about Uyghur Muslims. But yet the Chinese have still said, Gaurav, you return the $1 billion you owed. Then the Pakistanis went running to Beijing, but we kept quiet about Uyghur Muslims. They said that was your choice. So point is, are you in the habit of playing second fiddle? Second fiddle to China, second fiddle to Taliban. What do you gain out of this? Yes, I finished. I can carry on and on and on, by the way. But for now, I have finished. Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, follow some journalistic ethics and standards and give me the same amount of time uninterrupted.
No, I have to laugh. I have to laugh. So, journalistic ethics from a Pakistani. I have to laugh. Right. It's like democracy from a Pakistani.
Have the patience to listen. What happened to the Indians? Did you have any shame when you started closing your 8 consulates in Afghanistan after the Pakistan and Taliban? What are you
there you go, again excited.
You could not even hold those consulates. What were those 8 consulates, by the way, doing?
Getting excited about the Taliban on television.
Closed now.
Gaurav.
By the way, I have to give a lesson of history.
Major Janjua.
Who was giving us a lesson of geography.
Major Janjua, I'll give you a history lesson. You see, listen, I'll tell you, you don't know anything. Your President Musharraf said, that is because I was speaking sense and you're not speaking sense.
You have to be quiet and listen to me, Gaurav.
Okay.
Gaurav, you have to be quiet and listen to me when you were speaking. I did not speak. I've been quiet for 35 minutes and listening to everything. So
all right, okay.
You've invited me on the show.
Okay. Janjua, you can speak. Janjua, you can speak.
Please. Thank you very much. So Gilgit-Baltistan, first of all, does not share the border with Afghanistan. Go and read geography. You closed down your consulates in India. We did not ask you. First, we did not ask you why you were making, but we knew why
you will not gain.
Consulates because you
will not gain. Gaurav is on.
Sponsoring terrorism from Afghan soil into Pakistan, and now you have closed them.
Nobody is interested in Pakistan. Yeah, you're obsessed with yourself.
I want to ask this. I want to ask your army chief, President Musharraf, is on record saying that Pakistani special forces took leave from the units and went and fought with the Taliban. Is he right or wrong?
Kes muafak. No. Niloufar, I want to go back to Niloufar. I want to go back to Niloufar. Kes muafak, the simple point is, one minute, just a minute. 1 minute, Gaurav.
Why did you go
when
to have
you
a
see,
dialogue with Taliban?
Kez, this is, you see, I need,
Give me the same amount of time,
I wish you
Give me
to
the
try
same
and
amount of
engage
time.
with the Pakistanis tonight, because, please, Major Janjua, you see your game is up. You've been understood. Do you understand? Kez,
We do engage with them a lot.
all right, Dr. Niloufar Saki is responding. Dr. Niloufar Saki back on the debate with Mona Alam.
They are ill-fed. They are starving. They are committing suicide. We are proud that
In general, I mean,
of our soldiers. That money.
He's getting very worked up.
yeah, I don't know why Pakistanis they are trying to take the discussion so emotional. I mean, do they read reports? Do they read evidence? Do they see the evidence? Do they see the what actually the government is doing? I don't know why they're talking from sky. The point is here that there are a number of evidence. At least go and read them, see them without hearing from me or here or there. And then you will understand that what actually your government is doing in that poor country. So that's not about being emotional about your statement. That's factual. There are facts available about Pakistan's support of the proxy, support the Taliban, and use them as a proxy. And there's no doubt in that. For example, look at Doha. I mean, what happened in Doha? Soon after each and every round of negotiations, Taliban's second place was Islamabad. They were coming and taking orders from their Islamabad leaders in order to process the next step. Look, that's a general belief. Taliban were not able to sustain themselves and the rural population of Afghanistan without Pakistani support and leadership. So that is there are evidence from 2003 onwards. Please go and read the reports that highlights again and again about ISI direct engagement with this particular terrorist group. It's not
Mona, do you have a response?
It's about reading facts.
Yeah, let's get quick. 1 minute left. Mona.
Yeah.
Mona and Kais.
Yeah, Niloufar.
Yeah, Mona.
I wouldn't say that things like this have never happened. I mean, yes, there have been some bad policies from Pakistan for Afghanistan. And yes, as a matter of fact, and quite honestly, we do still have the spillovers of them. But I say this with all assurance that those policies are not in continuity.
I think Pakistan is not learning from history.
That has all happened.
I'll give a last word to Kes.
Yes, I also do not deny that there are people from the government's end, or probably those are even public representatives, like you spoke about Fazlur Rahman. So there are some politicians who do have an.
Hear it from Kes Muafak. 1 minute. Last turn from Kabul.
Kabul. Similarly,
Mona, Kes is responding to you. Kes is responding to you.
The Pashtun Tahaffuz movement.
Let me add one thing.
Who are sympathetic and have inclination towards the Afghan government. So there are both school of thoughts here in Pakistan.
Kes is responding to you, Mona. Now, come on. I have 1 minute left.
There are people who side with the government. There are people who side with the Taliban. But you cannot say that as a matter of policy now. I'm talking about the present circumstances.
Pakistan policy, these two words don't go together. Kes, please. Mona.
As a matter of policy now.
Mona, let Kes respond. I'm running short of time.
Yes, one thing should be quite clear to all of our Pakistani friends here in the debate, and even all of your viewers, that if Pakistan want to support the Taliban, why they should not shame to support them at background. If they really like fight, we will request them that they and their government and army come and directly fight with us. But solution is not fighting with an either. Because you are a newborn country. History can clearly know who we are. History can clearly know who we are. You just born in front of us, even less than 90 years, not more than that. But the thing is, from one side, your government, your army, your intelligence is supporting the bloody Taliban. And from other side, you are denying that it is a general fact to everyone. But the point is, solution is not with fight. We are ready to defeat this country, not our army, even I as Afghan, even these two leaders in this debate, our Afghan fellows, and all of our population. We will defeat this country. This is like our mother, our Afghan champion forces are fighting with them. We will never accept one day staying under shadow of Pakistan anymore, like 1995 till 2000. It is quite clear message to them. And the region countries, especially the South Asian countries, they need cooperation to stand against the wrong policy of Pakistan. They have to stop them. Your prime minister is also an illegal prime minister. There is all the time interface of your army in your election. There is collapse of your
That's all
government.
rhetoric.
There
I
is
mean, this coming
miscontrolled
from
policy.
Afghanistan looks like a
See,
joke.
It
looks no less than a joke. I mean, your
completely
president
clear.
Well,
is not
I think
joke.
the
Who doesn't
you know,
know the
Kaz,
number of
Kaz,
deaths in
Kaz, can I say this? Kaz, can I say this? Kaz, can I say this? You know, Kaz, this has been a very interesting debate. I have to cut it short because I have debate number 3. But I'd say one thing to the Pakistanis. I would say, learn from history. The people of Afghanistan have never given up. All the conflict, all the invasions. If there is one country that has fought back, it is Afghanistan. Don't bite off more than you can chew. You're going to have big trouble on your western border. I have told you what I had to. Don't you compare yourself with a country like India. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.